Hello there. Today we'll cook traditional Russian soup called shchi, which is about 5 letters in English and 6 letters in Deutsch. So, all that we need now is meat. It's pork with fat and some bones, so it's perfect for soups. Cabbage, onion, carrot and pre-washed potatoes and some spices, of course. So Soviet people cook soups the really bad way. They put all the ingredients in the water and meat becomes terrible, really bad, not tasty at all. It wastes all its taste original. So I cook shchi with a southern way of doing soups, like Uzbek do. So I'll fry meat, onion and carrot first, then put some water and other ingredients. So meat becomes fried, not boiled. Pay attention, I use 2 different plates, how we called, to cut meat and to cut vegetables. Because raw meat, of course, have some bacteria in it, and on the other plate you sometimes cut things that you eat without thermal disinfection. You got me. So I just cut the meat in little pieces. It's very useful to cut the fat part to put the fat part first, to let it melt a little bit. That's not really needed. So I don't have really much fat here. It's mixed. It's whole pork, really high quality. So I don't know which part it is actually, but it's not very fat, so I don't have to do it. It doesn't matter in which way I cut, because I cut in really small pieces, so they will be fried nice and it will be soft anyway. Pork is always soft actually. I don't know how bad hands you should have to cook pork raw, but Russian women do actually. A lot of Russian women, especially the young generation, like 20-year-old, they can't cook at all. One girl one day came to my house. She said she can cook chicken very tasty. She has a real tasty way of cooking the chicken. Okay, I give her the full chicken, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know how to cut it. Take me the meat only. Give me the meat only." Okay, I cut all the legs, wings, all the stuff, all the bones. I left her just 2 little pieces of chest, without bones, without anything, just chest meat. She's like, "Okay, now take me the chicken spice." I ask her, "What is chicken spice?" So she thinks she can cook chicken, but she actually uses prepared on fabric, on the factory, spice especially for chicken. Why? Why can't you use salt, pepper, anything else? in the shelf to make it tasty for you, not like prepared by some people on the factory. I don't get it. So I'll add spices, which you shouldn't repeat. It's just my way how it's tasty for me. The main thing in cooking is to make it like you like it. Not like it's written in the recipe, but how you actually like it. So if it will be tasty for you, it will be not bad for others also. Never remember. There's a Russian copy-paste about father who heats prepared soup the wrong way. So he takes the soup. I don't think I should use article. Anyway, he takes soup and instead of just heating it, he fries it on a pan with a lot of pepper, a lot of onions. So he add mayonnaise, tomato paste, etc. A lot of. See, he fries it up to burning, to burn it black. Then he puts it outside on the cold. Right now it's January actually. To cool down, brings back and start eating. He scrubs with a spoon and says, "Oh, bля." She's sweating on his face and offers the son to taste it, but he it's nice. I'm talking about that if it's tasty to his father, if you try it, it will be not really bad. It will be so. It's like a some way of doing things. It shouldn't be right or wrong. It's just a way. But when you buy spices made from factory, it's always wrong. That's what I'm talking about. By the way, I've got enough fat here to melt it before. I should have done. Anyway, I'll do it now. I'll try to cut it in small pieces to make it melt easier. It will be very nice. I like pork. I don't know how people live without pork. I'm not having some disrespect to any religions or something, but I think they're losing the tastiest part. I call this beef or moutons. No, pork. It's the perfect combination of meat and fat. So it's soft and tasty. It's not even smells yet because I didn't heat anything, but I'm already willing to eat all of this. Not in a raw way, of course. I'm willing to see the full result and taste it, and I guarantee it will be nice. Yet it's a basic recipe. I'm not opening anything new or inventing or something. I hope the video is recording nice and I don't have any parts lost. My knife isn't that sharp actually. It's the nice knife, by the way. I'm living in Nizhny Novgorod in Russia. It's 400 kilometers to east from Moscow, if you can find us on the map. If you think it's called West Siberia, so it's not, it's European part of Russia. And in Nizhny Novgorod Oblast, we've got city, like town, this town called Warsaw, and this town is known for its knife masters. So for centuries they were knife masters that made actually nice knives, which are known for the whole country. Right now there are a lot of factories that are just using the name of the town to sell their shitty products. Sometimes they are really bad. You can read reviews in Google Maps or Yandex Maps, preferably, because in Russia very few people use Google Maps. But I found some nice shops where you can, or it's called stores, and where you can buy nice knives. So for example, this knife I bought for less than 1,000 rubles. I don't remember the specific price, but doesn't really matter. So it's just nice knife, basic one, like the medium length, low weight, etc. It's actual steel. I'm not an expert in steel, but it was sharp when I bought it. Sometimes I have to repair it. And it's got fox drawn on it. I hope it foxed. Not like the fox is something that makes your knife best, but knife is really nice. For example, right here I have the Chinese knives. Some are big, some are small, but they all are terrible. Because they are made not from steel, but from metallic clay, as we say in Russia. So I don't need this part anymore. This part I have to wash my knife carefully to don't bring any bacteria to vegetables. Because when I cook, I'll pay attention on cooking of meat first. Vegetables doesn't matter that much. Because you can eat raw cabbage, raw onions, raw potatoes. It's not as tasty sometimes, but it's still safe. Okay. I'll heat it a little bit. So we've got gas, and I make it in the lowest possible heating. I add some oil, not the product placement, just one of companies that make oil. Like when I go to the shop, I check the oil, like actual 1 liter, so it's easy to calculate the price, not like 0.9. I dislike these things. And it's quite, how to sell it, it's not as liquid as the water is, alright? So it's oil and it's nice, and I don't waste it too fast. Some companies make the way too liquid. In the next video it probably will be the different company, I don't care. Oh, here. So I already bought my next bottle, and it's also not as liquid. So whichever is cheaper and still quite gel-like, I buy it. Okay. I don't know how instrument is called in English, but I'll do it with the carrot. Easy as that. You probably can make it with a knife, but I dislike to work with a knife a lot, especially with some strong things like carrot. And also dislike when the carrot is cut in big pieces, so you have to jerk it. It's annoying because vegetables, they lose all their taste in soup. So I prefer it be cut in really small pieces, so you don't notice it. So you more like drink soup and get some vegetables with it, already mixed, not in big pieces. Onion. I like onions. Nice onion has to be not hot but sweet. So you have to, so you can eat it like an apple. That's the perfect onion. This one is home, like it was grown by my relatives, by my wife's relatives actually. So I know it's 100% natural. I can even taste it. Yeah, it's sweet and not yet hot. You have to wait several seconds and now it's hot, yeah. That's the proper onion. I have to add a little bit of gas. Because it wasn't melting any at all. Now you hear the sound. So it will be the perfect timing. I finish cutting onion and it starts heating. I try to cut small pieces. You will never notice onion in my soup, but you will always do in Uzbek soup. Not like I'm having something against Uzbeks, because I actually like to lunch in their cafes called tea house. But for some reason they cut onions in big parts and it's highly noticeable. Not all people like it. Okay, now we take a big spoon, we take the camera and we will see how we done it. It will require some time. We can add light. We can add light here. And it will be nice. Actually, it's all about waiting right now, because it just heats up. So we can take butter, actual butter, not the imitated one. So we can, I hope it's visible yet. So we cut a little bit and add it. So it will become more and more fat and tasty. The more things like this you add to the soup, the more saturated the taste will be. So let's add some spices, like the salt. I need to refill it later. My hot pepper is lost, so I'll use Caucasian spice called ajika. It's really hot. Like, trust me, you don't need to use a lot of this. If you're eating it on the bread with a lot of butter, okay, but in the soup, no. Here is enough to all the pot to be actually hot. Not like insane hot, but pretty much. I don't need any more. I'm especially not closing it because I need it. I want it to dry a little bit. And I will not wash my knife. I'll cut potatoes with it. So the product will not be lost. Okay, we got pepper. And I myself very like this spice. I forgot how it's called in Russian. It's Jora. It's Jora in Russian, and I don't know what it is in English, but I really like this smell. It's commonly used in Israel, Arab countries, in India. So you probably know it. I'll take just a little bit, break it with my fingers, and spread all across. Just a little bit, not much, because not everybody likes it. But I'll make it unusual and yet tasty. Okay. It's time to prepare potatoes. Or not. Potatoes are going last, so I'll prepare cabbage, right? Let's put out a big pot, a big plate. Here's the cabbage. Here's my knife, which I'll actually use, but to show you, I'll use the Chinese one. It's brand Sofberg, like it's something from Europe, like Germany or something, I don't know, or Scandinavian countries, right? But bullshit, it's shit as fuck. No, it's actually nice. Maybe I repaired it. But it cuts. It cuts. That's it. I'll need a little bit of time to prepare it. Everything will be fried well this time. Cabbage is one of the basic things in Russian and all other Slavics, in German kitchen. So if you know some dishes from these kitchens, you'll recognize it already. Like everybody knows cabbage, yeah, but it's commonly used in East Europe, I guess. And I like it too, but you shouldn't cut such big pieces like I did. It was my mistake. Okay. That's tasty. It should be thin, like this. That's the proper way of doing it. Here we go. Nice little bouquet of cabbage, some fall on the floor. Doesn't matter. It's really cheap. That's what I like Russia for. All these vegetables are cheap here. Like this one costs, I don't know, like 70 rubles, I guess. And you can feed the whole family with it. Of course, your family will not be happy if you feed them with just the cabbage, without any meat or sweets. But anyway. By the way, Nizhny Novgorod is the center of fermented cabbage. So here are 2 or 3 most powerful factories that cook fermented cabbage. I tried them both, I like them both, but one of them has glutamate natrium. And the thing that increases the taste with a chemical way. It's not cool. You got a TV show on the first channel where they select the best products on the market, and there was an episode about fermented cabbage. So they prepared like 5 different factories and let the buyers, like random visitors in the market, in the shop, to taste them all. And with the taste, there was one that makes it with glutamate of natrium. But wait. But because of rules of this TV show, this factory was disqualified, and the second one, which has no chemicals in the recipe, just cabbage, just some carrot, salt, I don't know, oil, nothing unusual, nothing bad for health. Oh, got some smell here. Okay. I'll leave this. Okay. You know, it decreases in size when we heat it up. There is no problem. I keep frying it. There's a very big bone in it, so it requires time. You shouldn't eat this part, I guess. It's almost food. I've got a lot of cabbage on my floor. I'll wash it behind the scene. Okay. Here we go. I'll get the big part. I'll throw in trash the small part. It smells really weird actually. Interesting. Pork usually smells nice. It's not like mouton. But right now it feels like a little bit of piece heated up. I guess the pork was a male one, and it started its puberty time. Nice. Potatoes are added in the last part because they cook the fastest. I guess it's time to add cabbage and not fix too fast. Now it's quite harder to perform the recording. Everything's clean here, you don't have to worry. You need to add water. It will fall down. I have to move it down here first. Can't see the level of water, so add it slow and steady. Oh, here I see. Now we can add a little bit of it and close. Here we go. Clean a little bit before it dries. Because it will be much harder later on. Okay. You don't have to make potatoes way too small, because the small pieces will be destroyed in the heat, and you won't even know you're eating potatoes there. But there has to be added. Without them, it's not as boom, 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 full. And now it has a lot of calories. It's like a bread. It's